Hello and what's up guys, welcome back to Screen Technicals. Today in this video we will be discussing about Python complete from starting to ending, and obviously it will be a beginner friendly video because I will be discussing Python basics in this video. So without wasting any more time, let's begin. But before that, let me tell you, I am providing you some short notes okay, which you can download from the description box, and obviously all the source codes which we are going to write today, you can download those from the link in the description below. So you can download the notes as well as the source code from the same link. So just go and download that and let's begin. So guys, to learn Python we need two things installed in our PC. One is Python and another is an IDE. So what is an IDE? IDE is just, and you can say it is an application where you can just code your Python programs and other programs also. The full form of IDE is actually Integrated Development Environment. Okay, so this is enough for you to know about IDE. So let's open our browser and just search for Python 3. Hit enter. Here we find this link, download Python. Click on this. Click on this download. Okay, here we find this download the latest version of for Windows. You can see this download Python 3. Ensure that you are using this Python 3, not Python 2 or Python simply. Okay, because it is the latest version and we are using this in this course. So click on this. It will start downloading automatically. And now let's download our IDE. So we have several kinds of IDE, but for this course I'm using Visual Studio Code. So first just write VS Code and hit enter. Here you'll find this. You click on this link, download Visual Studio Code. You can see it is available for Mac, Linux and Windows. Click on this. As I am using Windows, I will click on this. Now it will start automatically downloading Visual Studio Code to my system. So now you can see guys, our Python has been downloaded successfully. So I'll go to my you can say that is download folder, and here you'll find this Python, and just double click over here. Now here you'll find this install Python 3.1 64-bit I'm using. So ensure guys you are checking this boxes. You can see it is most important, this add Python 3.9 to path. Just check this. Now click on this install now. So guys, finally Python has been installed in our PC successfully. Click on this close. Now you here can see our Visual Studio Code has also been downloaded successfully. Click on this. So guys, click on this OK. Click on this I accept agreement. You can just, if you want, you can just read this. I'm just skipping this. Just click on this next. So guys, I am just installing it in my E drive. So I just click on this and I will just go to my E drive right here. You can see, select this, click on OK, and I will just move and click on this next. Okay, I will just click on this, don't create a starter menu folder. I'll just click on this next and click on all these checkboxes. Okay, now click on next. Click on install. Now it will start installing. So you can just uncheck this for right now. Click on this finished. Okay, so I'm just closing everything, and just right click over here, and in my desktop I'm creating a new folder, and here I'll just name it as, you can say, Python underscore tut underscore, let's say 21 simply, and hit enter. Now open this folder, right click over here. Now you'll find this open with VS Code. If you are not seeing this, just go to your this search bar and just search for VS Code, right like this. So it's just taking some time. Right here, Visual Studio Code, and just click on this and just open this. So for right now I'm just opening right here and clicking on this open with VS Code. Finally our VS Code administrator. You can see it is running on this administrator right now. So finally our VS Code has been opened. You can see in our folder we have done nothing. So now we have to install some extensions. So to install extensions, you can see this bar. Click on this icon. Now in install, you can say just nothing I have to install. So I have to install Python. So I'll just write here Python. Now you will see this. Click on this install. Finally it has been installed. Now go to your user manual settings. You can see just settings, and here search for first, let's say, brackets, and here you'll find this editor, auto closing brackets. Click on this. You can just make it as always editor, auto closing brackets. Okay, so after this we have to install another extension, that is pylens. So go to this icon, click on this icon, and search for pylens. Okay, click on this install. Once it is installed, just close your this VS Code and reload it. Open your VS Code again. Now guys, we are all set. Now we have to just create a new file of Python, and I will write here, it is our first tutorial, so I am writing here tut1.py. So guys, for creating a Python file, we have to just use this extension .py. Hit enter. Now our Python file has been created. So guys, I want to install another thing, that is material icons, because I like that. Material icons. Click on this and install this. So click on this now. Now it's looking good. Yeah, now you can see this icon right there. So guys, after doing this, if you want to increase the size of your font or text which you are writing on this here, you can just using control and your mouse wheel, you can just do that like this. Okay, now let's write our first program, that is hello world program. For that, write print, and inside this parenthesis use double quotes or single quotes, which you want, but I will recommend to use double quotes. And inside this you can write hello world. Okay, and here you can see this icon. You can just click on it to run, or you can just click on this run and run without debugging. Click on this. Now this terminal opens. This is the inbuilt terminal of this VS Code. Okay, you can see this hello world has been printed successfully. So congratulations guys, you have written your first Python program. Okay, so let me increase let me zoom the entire window first. Yeah, now it's I hope you can just see this clearly. Okay, let me close this also. Yeah, so guys, right here you can see this hello world, but the double quotes are not printed. Actually, whatever you will write inside the double quotes or single quotes is taken as string. String is a data type. We will discuss it in this video, don't worry. But if I want to show this double quotes also, for that I can use escape sequence. So escape sequence, you can say it is a sequence or it is a thing using backslash and whatever the things you will write. For example, if I use this double quotes, this means now Python will ignore its actual meaning. Now it is not going to take it as a string. And the similar thing we have to do at the last also, backslash and a double quote, right? And if I run this program now, you can see this, it is giving us this hello world right like this. So I hope you are understanding this. Now let me copy this. Now let me change this to only, let's say, hello boy. Doesn't matter what is this. And if I run this program, it will give me in another line. You can see this, because print statement creates a new line. So if I want to use it in the same line, for that I have an attribute, that is and. If I write here and equals to, and I will just give double quotes, and I will just give a space right here. And if I will run this program right now, you can see this, they are coming in one line. Now we have another thing, that is separators. For example, what I'm doing, I'm just copying this line, okay, just copying this and pasting it right here, giving a comma and pasting that right here, and obviously we have to use double quotes right here. Yeah, now I will change this hello to just, I'll just remove this hello, okay, simply boy. We have another attribute, that is this separator. If I write here sep, and inside this if I'll use hyphen and just run the program, you can see hello world hyphen boy, then hello world boy, just like this, it's coming like this. So I hope you're understanding what is the use of this and separator. And will just it will just remove the new line, and whatever the things it will be after that, it will just add that right here. Okay, you can also create a new line using \n. Right here, if I'll write \n, okay, now if I run this program, you can see hello, then world, then boy, like this. So I hope you are understanding this. You can also use this print statement to calculate some numbers. So for example, if I want to multiply 12 into 2, which is I think 24, obviously 24, and run this program, you can see the output is giving us this 24. So one thing I'm just going to do here is like this, CLS, hit enter. It will just clean this terminal. Okay, similarly you can just addition, subtraction, division, multiplication. You can also find the powers. Okay, let's talk about comments. So any line which starts with a has is a comment. So comments are just ignored by the Python. It does not run this. Okay, and you can write anything right here. You can write, for example, I can write here, this is a comment. Okay, and if I will run this program, you can see there will be the same result, and obviously it will not give an error, or you can see there is nothing, there is the same result. Now if you are in VS Code, then select this all and press Ctrl and slash. You can see all the lines has become a comment. So this is a shortcut that you can make your all the lines comment. Okay, so if I will save this and run this program, there will be no result. You can see this is actually made for programmers, so that they can make their code more understandable and readable. Okay, so you can, so using this has several times sometimes make me irritating. Not only to me, to you also, there's no problem in that. So what you can do, you can use a multi-line comment. What you can do, you can just remove this has from right here, and instead of using this haze, you can use triple quotes. Yeah, this is a doc string, or you can say this is a multi-line comment. You can also use double triple quotes also. Okay, and it is most it is better than that. Okay, now this is about the comments and print statements and this escape sequences. You can find more in my notes. You can just go and watch that notes. And now what I can do, I will create a new Python file right here with tut2.py, and here I will discuss about the data types. So guys, we have 6 type of data types in Python. Let me show you, let me go to our notes and check it out. So guys, here you can see this, we have 6 type of data types. The first one is numbers, and numbers is actually 3 types: integers, floating point numbers, complex numbers. So integers are the basic numbers, the negative, positive numbers including 0, and floating point numbers are the decimal numbers, that is 1.2, 3.2, like that. And complex numbers, as you have read in your class, that is for example 2 plus 7i, but in case of Python we use j instead of I. Okay, so I hope this much is clear to you. Now the second type of data type is strings. So anything inside a single quote or a double quote is a string. For example, when we have written hello world, so we have written the hello world inside the double quotes, so that is a string. The third data type is lists. So anything or any element inside a square bracket is a list. So inside the square bracket you can write strings, you can write numbers, you can even write a list also. So that is known as nested list, you can say. The fourth type of data type is tuples. So it is similar to the list. Instead of using square brackets, we use this parenthesis in tuple, and these tuples are actually immutable. So let me tell you about mutable and immutable. You will also find that in the notes. So mutable means changeable and immutable means unchangeable. This means numbers are actually mutable. This can be changed. Strings are immutable. They cannot be changed. Lists are mutable. They can be changed. But tuples are immutable. Once they are declared, they cannot be changed. Now we have the fifth type of data type, that is dictionaries. So any element or elements inside a curly braces is a dictionary. It is a collection of keys and values. So we have a key and a value. For example, apple, it is a fruit. So apple is the key and value is actually the fruit. So you can understand it like that. Sets. So yeah, these dictionaries are actually mutable. You can change it. But sets are also mutable. You can also change that. And the thing that sets are similar to the dictionaries, but they do not have any values. They have only keys. Okay, as you have studied in your classes of class 11 and 12, that is the sets and relations functions like that. You can perform all those functions right here. So this is about the data types. Now let's learn about the variables, then we will go to our VS Code. So variables in Python. Variables are the containers for storing data values. So here you can see you can see this image. This black circle is actually the variable and the value is this 100. So the inside the variable you will find the value. So these are the rules for the naming of the variables. So the first rule is variable names are case sensitive. For example, if here it is in capital X is equals to 100, this means the value of the capital X is actually 100. If I write here small x is equals to 100, then that is a different thing. Okay, because small x and capital X are different variables right in Python. Okay, now the second is a variable name must start with a letter or the underscore character. You can start it using a underscore or a letter. The third is a variable name cannot start with a number, but numeric values can be used in the middle or last. You can use the numbers at the middle or last, not at the starting. So these are the basic rules for declaring a variable. So let's move to our VS Code and let's see practically. So let's first discuss about the numbers. So if I write here let's say num1 equals to 2, this means num1 is a variable and it has a value that is 2. And I can also assign another variable, that is let's say num2 equals to, let's say, a floating point number, for example 8.4. okay, and another variable is num3, and I'll assign it a value of complex number, that is, let's say 2 plus j simply. Okay, now if I will print these numbers, so for that I will simply write the name. Okay, so num1 comma num2 comma num3, and I will hit Ctrl plus F5. It is the shortcut key to run the program in VS Code. So you can see it is giving us an error. Name j is not defined. So if you write simply j, then it will give you an error. But for example, you have learned in your maths that 1 into j is equals to j. So we'll write that in that format and run this program. Now you will get your desired output right there. So this is about the numbers, and there's an method that is called type. So what you can do, you can write here print, and here you can write here type and use parenthesis, and inside this if I write here num1 and run the program, you will see it is giving me the result that this class is int. So because it is an integer value, you can see right here. And similarly, if I copy this and paste it 2 more times, and I'll change this 1 to, let's say, 2, and this 1 to 3. Okay, and run this. Now I'll find this class is int, class is float, class is complex. So I hope you have understand this much of things. So I write here cls to clean the terminal, right? So this is about the numbers. So let's now discuss about the strings. So what I'll do, I'll create another Python file to discuss about the strings. I'll write here tut3.py. okay, now let's talk about the strings. Okay, so I write here, for example, a name. So for example, I'm writing a name, let's say name equals to, let's say Rohan, and if you can say it is giving me this underline. So as I've told you, in string to write any name or this type of character, we have to use double quotes or single quotes. So I will use double quotes. Now I will print this and I will write here name simply. Now if I run this, you can see it is giving me this output Rohan. The similar way I can also print the type of this also. So what I'll do, I will write here type like this and run this program. Now here you can see that it is giving me the result, that is str means string. Okay, so this is about the strings. So right now I will just clean this right here, and now let me tell you, if I just change this to single quotes, even it will work. Rohan, yeah. Let's run this program. It will keep the same result. You can see this. Okay, so this is about the strings. We have a dot split function also. So to understand this function, we have to know about the lists first. So let me comment this right here. Okay, now I will save this, and now I'll create another Python file right here with name tut4.py and hit enter. Here we'll discuss about the list. So I will write here lists. So right now I will create a variable, let's say L1, and I will use square brackets for list, and I will create a list, for example 1, 2, 30, 44, and random I was taking, and let's take a string also, for example let's say Chino, let's say Hull, and after that I will just print this using the print statement. Right here L1, and I just run this program right there. Right here you can see we have printed our list. So now let's talk about some of the methods that we can use or apply to our list. So the first one I want to tell you, that is pop. Right here L1.pop, and simply run the program. Right here you can see this, it is giving me this 1, 2, 44 and this Hulk is not giving to me. Why? Because the pop method simply removes the last element of our list, but I can also apply the index of right here. So first let's tell me about the index. So let's go to our notes and see what is index is. Right here I can see I have created, suppose this is you can say a list of items. This is one item, this is one item, and this is one item. Here is an A, P, N, J, S. So it is the index. So A is at the 0th place, so it is the index is actually the place number, you can say. It is the 0th place, this is 1th, this is 2nd, this is 3rd, this is 4th, and it is the negative index. From right here is you can see you can also use it like -1, -2, -3, -4, like that. Okay, so this is about indexing. So we can do that right here also. If I here 0, so at 0th place you can see we have 1, and if I run this program, you can see 1 is not in the list. In the previous list we have the 1, but right here we don't have the 1. So this is how you can use L1. This is how you can use this pop method. Now let's discuss about another method which is similar to this. So I write here del, and I write here L1, and then I will write brackets, and after that I have to specify the index. It is compulsory, but in pop if you will not define the index, then it will just remove the last element. But right in del function or this method, we have to define the index number in this part. So I was for example I write here 2 and run this program. You can see the 44 is not coming right here, so it removes 44 from this list. So this is how you can use del function. Now I want to talk about the clear method. So I'll write here l1 dot clear, and if I will run this program, you can see this, it is giving me an empty list. So what it does, it actually removes all the list of items inside the list. So this is the use of this clear method. Now I will talk about another method, that is count. So for that I will write here print l1 dot count simply, and inside this we have to specify the name of the item. For example, if I write here 1 and run this, the result will be 1. You can see this, it is giving me this 1. So let me first comment this out right there and run this program right from here. Here you can see that it is giving me the result as 1. So what I can do, if I write here multiple times 1 like that and run this program, so let me give a comma right here and run this program, you can see this is giving me the result as 4. So why it is giving me the 4? Actually the count function counts the number of times the item has been repeated in the list. So this is the use of this count function. Now we have another you can say method, that is sort. So if I write here l1 dot sort and run this program, it will give me an error. You can see it is giving me an error, and you can see this error. You can see it is not supported between instances of str and int. This means this is a string and this is an integer, so it cannot compare these two. Actually the sort method, what it does, it actually arranges the list of items in ascending order. So it cannot arrange a string and an integer in ascending order. So there must be only same kind of data type inside this so that it can arrange it. So for that what I can do, I will take it to this bottom, and I'll create another list, let's say L2, and I'll just write here inside this list, suppose let's say 1, 55, 6, 8, 99, 44, 3, like this. And after that, if I write here change this to l2.sort, and I'll just print this l2 and run this program, right? Here you can see this 1, 3, 7, 8, 44, 55 is coming in ascending order. So this is the use of this sort function. So now we will discuss about, let's say, more about indexing right now. So I'll just write here cls. Yeah, now I'll just press Ctrl A and use this triple quotes, okay, to make it better. Now what I'll do, I will just write here a comment that indexing. Now I'll write create another list, let's say L3, and right here I will write here let's say 1, 2, 44, okay, 44, let's say 5. Okay, now I have created here a list. Okay, let's make it as 1, 2. Yeah, so now what I'll do, I'll write here L3 and use the square brackets. So for indexing we use the square brackets, and I will write here, let's say 2, and I want to print this. So I will select this and I will put it inside the braces, and I write here print simply and run this program. You can see it is giving me the result as 44. You can see at index number 2, 0, 1 and 2 we have 44. So likewise you can use this. Now you can also compare, you can also update the values of your list. So to update your list, what you can do, you can write here L3 index value. For example, I want to change that 5 to, let's say, 55. So I'll write here the index number of 5, that is 3, and I will write here equal to 55. And if I will print this L3 right here and run this program, you can see it is giving me the result as 55. As the lists are mutable, so their values can be updated or changed. You can see this. Now let's talk about slicing. You can say. So what I'll do, I just make this doc string right here, and again, yeah, and I'll write here let's say slicing, yeah, and okay, slicing. And now what I'll do, I will just write here let's say, so let's go to our first nodes and then we'll come back right here. So let's move to our course first. Here you can see about this slicing. You can see the syntax. We have a variable name. I have declared a variable name, then the starting value, then ending value, and then we have step value. So I return these values right here. You can see by default the value of the start is 0 and the ending value is the length of that total. Okay, I'm just now telling you about a function that is length function. I will tell you about it in this video right now. So, and the step value is by default it is 1. So let's move to our VS Code and just see what we can do with this. So now I will create another list, let's say L4, and inside this I'm taking a serial wise number. You can take any wise. Okay, there's no problem, like that. And now if I want to print only the first three numbers, this 1, 2 and 3, how can I do that? I can do that using slicing. So I will write here L4 and I will use square brackets. Now I want to print this one, so the index value of 1 is actually 0 and this is the starting value, and then I have to give the colon, then I have to specify the ending value. So I want to end at this 3. So this is 0, this is 1, and this is obviously 2. So what I will write, I will write here 3. Why? Because whatever number I will write here, it will take that -1. If I run this program right now, you can see this. It is giving me the desired output right here. But what happens if I will just let me comment this and paste right here. You can see what happens if I will just remove this 3 and this 0 from right over here and run this program. You will find this. It will print the entire list. This means the starting value is by default 0 and the ending value is by default the total length of the list. So before going to the next topic, I want to tell you about a method that is len method. So what I'll write here, I will write here print and I will write here len, and here I will write L4. Okay, and I'll just comment this first. Okay, now if I will run this program now, you can see this is giving the result 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. We have 4 elements inside our list, so it is giving us this 4. So this is the use of this len function. So let me comment this and uncomment this, and if I will run this program, you can see this 1, 2, 3. Yeah, it works like that. So now if I want to print only this one value, so how can I do that? I can do that using slicing. So I'll write here simply 0 and I want to print, I write here 1. I don't want to show this. So 1 means it will take 1 minus 1. So this means it will that is 0, so it will only print this number. Let me run this program. You can see this is only giving the 1. So in this way it works. So I hope you have understood this. Now I will talk about another thing, that is step value. So I'll write here L4, and inside this if I write double colon and run this program, then there will be the same result. It will give me the same list. The first one is by default 0. This is the total length of the list, and this is the step value. By default this value is 1. If I write here 1 and run this program, then also it will give me the same result. So if I write here 2 and run this program, you can see it is giving me 1 and 3 only. So what it does, I am specifying the step value. This means it will skip the second values always. So it will only print the first value, then it will skip the second value, then again it will print the first value. That is the reason it is giving us this result 1, 3. Okay, so this is about slicing. Now I want to talk about dot split function. So for that, what I'll do, I will just create another Python file, let's say tut5.py, and here I will tell you about the dot split function. So for that, what I'll do, I will just create a string variable. For example, I'm writing here, let's say s1, and let's say this is Python tutorial. Okay, Python, okay, Python tutorial. And after that, if I write here s1 dot split like this, and then if I will print this s1 and run this program, you can see it is giving me this same result. I have to print not the s1 but this split. So what I'll do, I just select this, I will use this parenthesis and I write here print simply, and run this program. You can see now. Okay, let me use the cls command and again run this program. Now you can see this. It is giving me a list of item. Yeah, you can see this clearly right here. You can see this. It is giving the first this, then is, means it is taking one word as one list item. So this is the use of this dot split function. It actually breaks the string into a list of items. You can see this. This is a Python tutorial like this. So it works like this. So I hope you understand about the dot split function. So now let's go to our fourth type of data type, that is tuples. So for that I will create another Python file and I'll write here tut6.py, and here I will talk about the tuples. Okay, so now I'll create a variable as a t1, and for tuples we use parenthesis, and it is actually similar to the lists, and the basic difference is it is immutable, that is mutable. That is the basic difference. So I will write 1, let's say 2, 3. Okay, and now let's say write a string, let's say mango. Oh, I want to edit this. Now if I will print this t1, you can see right over here the result has been successfully printed. Now what I want to talk to you that let's talk about the joining of tuples. So for that, what I'll do, I will just create another tuple, let's say t2, and inside this I will write, let's say, a string, let's say another fruit, that is, let's say apple, some numbers, let's say 20, 80, like that. Now if I write here print, here I will write t1 plus t2 and run this program, you will find this 1 2 3. You can see this 1 3 mango apple 20 then 80, like that. You can just find that. This is how can you just join the two tuples. Now let's talk about the deletion of a tuple. If I'll write here in del, and let's say if I'll write here t1, and also we have to specify the index. So I'll write here, let's say 4. We don't have 4, let's say 2, and run this. Okay, we have to print that also. So I'll write here print t1 and run this program. Now you'll find it's giving us the error. Why? You can see tuple object does not support item deletion. You cannot delete. Okay guys, you cannot delete a tuple. That is why it is immutable. You cannot change it. You cannot delete the things. Okay, now let's say, can we clear it? Let's try t1 dot clear. You can see it is not giving us a suggestion also. You cannot clear it also, I think. Let's see what happens when just we run this program. Yeah, and I will just comment this for right now and just run this. You can see it is giving also an error. Tuple object has no attribute clear. You cannot also clear it. Okay, this is what you cannot do anything. You can just to add a tuple. Now let's talk about the unpacking of tuple. So what I'll do, I will just create another tuple, let's say t3, and inside this I will write, say something, let's say 9 comma 70 comma, let's say 5 comma, let's say a string. I'll write here, let's say Aman. Okay, doesn't matter, we're writing a name. And now what I'll write, you can see inside this we have 4 elements. So I'll write here, I will take 4 variables, let's say a comma b comma c comma d. And now if I write here equals to t3 like this, and now if I will print a and run this program from right over here. Okay, you can see this, it is giving me the answer 9. So let me just first comment this above things first like this. Now run this program. You can see this is giving us the answer 9. So you can see at a we have 9. So how it works, actually we are storing each of these item into a new variable. So this a is equal to 9. If I'll again just give a comment, just print this b. Okay, from right over here you can see this 9 comma 70. You can also print that c and d in the similar way. If I write here comma, let's say c comma d and run this program, you can find 975 aman. So likewise it works. But if what I will do, I just comment this, and if I will write here only a equals to, or let's say, let me copy this and uncomment this. So what it will do, if I will just add another variable to it, let's say z, and now if I will run this, what I will get an error. You can see value error, not enough values to unpack. You can see we cannot unpack, it cannot unpack z because there is no values. So we have 4 items right over here, so we can only define 4 items, not less than 4 or not greater than 4. So I hope you have understand about these things. So I will write here let's say error like this. So this is about the joining of tuples, the relation of tuples. And now let me talk about another you can say function or method which you can use right here. I will write here print, and if I write here max, and inside this if I'll write here t3, and now if I will, okay, let me use the cls command from right here, and now if I run this program, you can see it is giving me what is giving me, yeah, it is giving me an error. Why, guys? Because it cannot compare the numbers and this string. So what we have to do, I'll just copy this and I'll just paste it right here, and I will just change this to, let's say, t4, and I will just remove this aman from right here. Okay, now I will change this 3 to, let's say, 4, and run this program. Now you will see the answer is 70. So it actually gives the maximum length. Okay, so one thing just you have to keep in mind, that the data type which will be inside this must be same to only that after only that you can use the max or min function. Try it yourself, use the instead of this max, write here min, and just try and comment me what answer you are getting. This is about the tuples. Now let's create another Python file. Let's say it is tut7.py, and so here we are going to discuss about the dictionary. So I'll write here dictionary, let's say dict, okay, not the four. Now I'll create a variable, let's say em means employee for right now, okay, and inside this let's say I'm writing here, let's say name, and obviously it is a string, so we have to put in a double quote, and after that you have to use a colon. So inside it I will write here John, and let me tell you one thing, guys. Here you are seeing this name is actually the key, and this John is the value. So this is the key and this is the value. So the dictionary is a collection of keys and values actually. So after that I will give a comma right here, and I will write here, let's say age, and here I will write here, let's say 25, yeah. Then I will write, let's say salary, and here I will write here and here I will write let's say salary, it will be a number of obviously, so I'll write here 30,000, yeah. Now if I will print this em, now if I will print this, you can see this, it is giving me the desired result. So I'll use a command that is cls to clean the terminal. So guys, if I want to only fetch the key names, so how can I do that? I can do that using a method that is .keys. So what I'll do, I'll write here em.keys and use this parenthesis, and I will put it in a variable, let's say x, and I will print this x right over here. And now let me comment this so that you will not be confused. Yeah, you can see that you can see it's giving us a result that is dictionaries dict keys equals, as you say, it is giving returning a list, you can say name, age, salary, like that. You can also get the values in the similar way. I'll just copy this, and instead of this keys I write here values, and instead of this x I'll write here y, and run this program. Now here you can see this, it is giving us yeah, I've just printed that y also, so I will just copy this and right here y and uncomment this, and now I will run this program. Now here you can see the result is giving us the answer, that is John 25 30,000, like that. So you can use this function. Now let me tell you one thing. If you want to add some more keys and values to it, how can you do that? You can do that right like this. Right here em, and after that right here use square brackets. Then inside that inside this write the name of the key which you want to give. Let's say I'm writing here department, dev dpt, okay, and here I will write the value. Now let's say sales, and now if I will just print this em only, and what I'll do, I'll just comment all these things like this. Now if I run this program, you can see this right light at the last, dpt is equals to sys. So in this way you can add keys also. Some of the if you want to delete the keys, how can you do that? Right here del, then write em and specify the key. I'll write here, let's say I'm just removing age, like this. Now if I will print this em and run this program, you can see this, there is no age in this em right now. So this is how it works. So let me comment this so that you will not get confused, and use the cls command right over here, and again run this program. Now you can see this. So let me zoom the entire window. I will use Ctrl plus. Yeah, I hope now you can see this clearly. Okay, let me minimize this also. Now let's talk about how can we update the keys. I'll comment this, and now I want to update the key. So let's say I'm just writing here em, and inside the square brackets if I write the cell, let's say salary, and obviously we have to use double curly braces like this. And here if I will write here let's say 50,000, okay, and now if I will run this, now if I will print em, you can see this, the salary is equals to 50,000. It has been changed. So in this way you can update the values of a dictionaries because it is a mutable, so you can just do that. I want to talk about a method that is .get. So if I write here em .get, so inside this I have to specify the key name. So let's say I'm writing here name. Now if I'll print this, so I will use the cs command right over there, and now what I will do, I'll just take this inside a variable, let's say. So I'll write here, let's say w equals to this, and I will print this w. Yeah, you can see this is giving the result John. So basically .get method actually fetches the value name. So in this way you can just get the values. So this is about dictionaries. So what I'll do, I'll create another Python file right here and just name it let's say cute8.py. So here we're going to talk about the sets. So right here sets, and I'll create a variable, let's say set1, and here what I'll do, I'll just use curly braces. It is similar to the dictionaries, but instead of using key and values, here we have only the keys. So let's let me write some names right here. Let's say Aman, Leo, and let's say, now I'll just simply print this and set1 and run this program from right over here. You can see we have successfully printed our output, you can say. So here I will just write Aman. Yeah, now what I'm going to do, I'm just creating another set, let's say set2, and inside this I will use let's say some numbers. I'll write, let's say 1, 2, 3 like this, and another number, let's say 56, let's say 63 like this. Okay, now let's talk about some methods. So let's first talk about the union method. So what I'll do, I'll create a variable, let's say x equals to, and here I will just write set1 dot union, and inside this I will write here set2 like this. Now if I will print x, comment this, you can see the output right here, that we are getting a set which contains all these elements. So it is just like that. And yeah, I hope that you have also learned this in your school. That is that union, that intersection. You can also do the intersection right here. You have to write, let's create another variable, let's say y, and I write here set one dot intersection, and inside I'll write here set 2, and now I'll run the program from right over here, and also have to print this. So I'll just copy this, and here I will write y and comment this one and run the program. You can see it is giving us an empty set. You can see inside this bracket we don't have anything, so this is empty set, because you can see there is nothing common in the two sets. So if I just copy this Leo from right over here, and I'll just paste this right here, let's say comma, and paste this, and now if I run this program, you can see we in the output section we have the Leo. This means Leo is common in both the sets. So in this way you can just use this intersection method. Now let's talk about another method, that is set one dot let's say clear. I hope it will just you know about the clear, we have already discussed. It is the similar thing. If you write here clear, it will just clear all the elements inside the set. So let's talk about another method, that is disjoint. Now inside this I write here set 2, obviously. Now if I run this program, you can see okay, we have to print it also. So what I'll do, I'll just create another variable, let's say z, and I will just print this z right there, and I'll just comment this. Now I will just use the cls command right here and just run the program from right over here. You can see it is giving us the false. This means we are just asking that set 1 is disjoint to set 2. This means there is no common elements between set 1 and set 2, but that is false. You can see it. Hence the answer is false, because you can see we have Leo and here is also Leo. So Leo is common in both the sets. So for that reason it is giving us this false. So if I remove this Leo from right over here, and now if I run this program, then it will give true. You can see it is giving us true. So this is how it works. So you can also try for subset, superset. Okay, you can just perform all those functions right over here. So finally we have completed our data types, and now we will go for let's say operators. So let's first create a new Python file from right over here. Let's say tut9.py, hit enter. So before discussing about the operators, let's move to our notes and see what are the types of operators are there in Python. So here you can see we have 7 types of operators in Python. So the first one is arithmetic operators. Let's see what is it. You can see these are the arithmetic operators, which you can see right over here. Let me take the so here you can see plus, addition, subtraction, multiplication, division. These are the common you can say operators, which I hope you will be knowing, because it is a very simple thing. These are very simple operators. Okay, and this is the obviously this percentage symbol is actually the modulus operator, and this is exponentiation, and this means you can just get the power. Let's say 2 square, 2 cube, 2 raised to the power 4, like that. And this is floor division. So it actually gives us the integer value. Okay, the answer which we will get using this is an integer value. Let's do it practically first. So here I'll discuss about the arithmetic operator. So I'm writing here AOP. Okay, now simply I'm creating a variable, let's say var1, and here I'm just writing, let's say 1 plus 2, like this. This is a variable. I'm just simply print this var1 like this, and just let me clear this from right over here. Now run this program from right over here. You can see it is giving the answer 3. It is very simple. Now let's create another variable. Let's say var3. So let's say var2, and now let's talk about the subtraction. It is also the similar right there. Let's create another variable. Let's say var3 equals to let's talk about the multiplication. Let's say 3 into, let's say 4. Okay, 3. Yeah. Now let's create another variable. Let's say var4. Okay, var4 equals to, now we'll talk about the division. So simply I'll write here, let's say 4 divided by 2. Answer is obviously 2. Now let's print this for these three first. Okay, so I just copy this 4 times. I just change this to, let's say, 4, this has 3, this has 2, like that. Now I'll run this program. You can see the answers. So you can see 5 minus 1 is 4, 3 into 4 is 12, 4 divided by 2 is 2.0. It actually gives us a floating point number. Now what happens if I just copy this, and instead of this slash I will if I will add another slash, and now, and let's change this to var5, and also print that var5, and run the program. And for now I'm just commenting this 3 first, so that you will not get confused. You can see the first one is giving us the floating point number, this is 2.0, and another is giving us only 2. So actually this gives this double slash, it is float division. This means it will only return an integer value, and this division, this is simply division. Actually it gives us the floating point numbers. So let's take another example. What happens after this? Let's create another variable, say var6, and right here there is 25 divided by 12, and I just copy this, and here I'll just write here let's say var7, and I will add another slash right here, and now I'll just print this too. I'll write here simply print var6, and I'll just copy this and paste this again, and I'll write here var7, like this, and I simply run this program. Let me just use the cls command right here and run this from right here. Now you can see the result. Okay, let me comment this first and 2, and again run this program from right here. I will again use the command cls and run this from right over here. Now you can see that the first one is giving something like this. There is 2.08, a long type of number, you can say. Okay, it's a floating point number, and this is directly giving us the answer 2. So I hope you have just understand the division and this float division. So this is the difference between these two. So this is about the arithmetic operators. Now let's talk about another operator, that is assignment operators. So let's move to our notes first. So these are all the assignment operators, you can say. So the first one is equal to. This not means this assignment operators that we are using right here. You can say I'm writing here var6 is equals to this. So this is actually an assignment operator. We are assigning the values. This equal to doesn't mean that the equal to which we use in our mathematics. That is not this equal to. It is this equal to in Python is actually the assignment operator. Now let's talk about some other operators. You can see this plus equal to, minus equal to, we say several times, and also you can see there are a lot of operators. So I'm just not discussing all these in this video. Let me show you a website where you can just find all these operators. You can access it, and just you can learn it by your own, because that will make you more understand to these operators. So here I'm just going to search, let's say, operators in Python, and hit enter. Here you'll find this W3 schools. Click on this link. Here you'll find all the arithmetic operators, about the you can see this assignment operators, and here and right here you can see this try it. You can just click on any one of this, and here you'll just see this is the code, and this is the output here. Also write Python if you are not if you do not want to just use this VS code. So here you can see this x equals to 5, x percentile equals to 3, print x is equals to 2. So how it works, you can see that actually this gives us a reminder. X is equals to 5, this 5 divided by 3 is equals to what? If I write here print, okay, and inside this if I write here, if I write here x percentile 3, okay, this 5 divided by 3, and the remainder will be 2, and run this program right from here. You can find the result right from here, that is 2. You can see it is again giving us the answer 2. That's the reason. This percentile equal x percentile equals to 3, x percentile equals to, so what is the value of x? X is actually 5. So this actually means this x percentile 3 is equal to this x percentile equals to 3. So that is the way. Now just let me make you understand about some of the important this assignment operators that we use. So let me close this, and right here you can see this. Just let me comment all of these things, making a doc string. simply. So guys, now let's talk about the an operator, the assignment operator, which is most probably used in Python, that is plus equal to operator. Okay, and here let's say I'm just writing, let's say variable, let's say c equals to 8, and after that I will write here c plus equals to 1, and after that if I print this c, now what we are going to get, let's see, we are getting 9. This is how it works. Actually this means 8 plus 1. This means whatever writing here, this means simply c is actually 8, so 8 plus 1. Okay, if I write here, let's say bring x equals to simply, that is c plus 1, and this c plus 1 is actually, it is, so these two are equivalent, these two are equivalent. So if I will just print this x also, then also I will get the same result. You can see 10. Why are we getting 10? It's very easy, guys. Now you can see for this region we have incremented the value of c from right here to 9, then again we are incrementing that right here. I just comment this for now, and after that just comment this also and run this program. It will give us the 9. I hope you have understood what is the difference between these two. So the negative sign also works like that, minus equals to and into equals to, everything is just like that. So this is about these operators. This is actually the assignment operators. Now let's talk about the third type of operator. So before going to that, I want to tell you about and you can say arithmetic operator, which I have forgot to tell you, that is power symbol, you can say. So how can I do that? Let's say I'm creating here, let's say where 10, let's say, equals to I'm writing a very simple 2, and after that I write here print where 10 raised to the power, let's say 3. Now we will get the answer as 8, because 2 cube is 8. So let's see, yeah, 8. So this is how you can just get the power. So I hope you will understand this. So I will just select this and press Alt and the upper arrow key to bring this right here. Okay, now save this. Now let's go to our notes and see the next type of operator. So now let's talk about the comparison operators. So for the first one, you can see the double equal to. So actually double equal to means equal to, that is simple equal to. This means we are comparing two things, that if they are equal or not. Then second is not equal to. This is greater than symbol, less than symbol, greater than equal to, and less than equal to. These are very simple things that you can just see right here. Let's do it practically first. So I'll just move to my VS Code and just create another Python file right here. Let's say tu10.py, and let me use the cs command right here. And here okay, now here I'm just writing, so let's say print, and simply I'm writing here 5 is equals to let's say 5, and simply I'm just running this program. You can see the answer as true. So actually it gives a boolean answer which is true. So yeah, this is true, 5 is equals to 5. Yeah, it's true. But instead of this, I just copy this and just paste this, and instead of this, if I write here, let's say 7 and run this program, you will find this false. So this is how it works. Now if I write here, let's say not equal to, and run this program, then it will give me true. Yeah, so this is how it works. Now let's talk about greater than symbol. So I write here print let's say 10 is greater than 1. Simply I will use the cls command right here again and just run this program from right over here. You can see it is true, that is obviously. If I just write here, change this to let's say less than, and run this program, then it will return false. So this is how it works. Now if I'll write here, let's say print 10 is greater than equal to 10, simply I take this, it will, and run this program, then it will give me true. Let me comment this. And now if I just run this program again, you can see it is clearly right here, it is giving us true, because 10 is less than equal to 2. Because of this equal to, it is giving us the result as true. So this is how it works. So I hope you understand about this comparison operators. Now let's talk about the logical operators. So let's move to our let's say the nodes. So this is the logical operators. Here you can see this operator and or not. These three are the logical operators. So and actually it returns true if both statements are true. If our both statements, for example, we have let's say defining two statements, and both the statements, if they are true, then it will just give the answer as true. So this means our both conditions must be true. And then again we have this or operator. Right here you can see, if right here it returns true if one of the statement is true. This means if any one of the condition is true, then it will give the result as true. And not obviously reserves the result, returns false if the result is true. Means let's say if I am saying that 2 is not 5 or 2 not 5, then it will give us the result as true. That is the thing it does. So let's move to our computer screen VS Code and let's see how it works. I write here as a print, and inside this if I write here x is greater than, let's say not like that, I just to define some variable, let's say x equals to, let's say 7, and let's say z equals to 10. And now if I write here x is greater than 2 and this z is let's say greater than 7, like this, and if I run this program, you can see it is giving us the output true. So in this way it works. The first condition that I have mentioned here is x is greater than 2. X is greater than 2. This is true. 7 is greater than 2. That is true. And this 10 is greater than 7. That is also true. So true and true, it will give us true. But if I write here, let's say is less than 7 and run this program, it will give us false. So this means true and false are false. So for and we have to both the conditions must be true. Then only it will give us the result as true. So I hope you have understand this. Now let's talk about or operator. So I'll just I'll not change this, I'll not comment this, but I'll just comment only this thing. And now if I write here print, now if I write here x is greater than the same thing I'm just writing here, okay? So just copying this and just writing the same thing and just commenting it out like this, uncommenting it, okay? Now let's instead of this, and if I write here or, and now if I run this program, it will give the answer true. Why? In end it is giving us false, and now or just it is giving us true. This means guys, actually in or one of the statement must be true. So x right here you can see this x is greater than 2 and 7 is greater than 2. That is true. For that reason it is giving us this true. So any one of the condition must be true, then the answer will be true in case of or. But if I just change this to also less than and run this program, then it will just give me this error. Why? Oh, if you write here x, now I'll run this program. Just let me use the CLS command right here and just again run this program. It will give me this false. So because both are false, then it is giving us false. If any one is true, then it will give me the answer as true. So in this way it works. So now let's talk about not. So I'll just again copy this and paste it right here and uncomment this. So what I'll do, I'll just select this all and I will just put it in a bracket, and here I'll write here, let's say not, simply. And I will run this program, then it will give me true. So actually what it does, it actually returns us an opposite answer. So actually this value is false, this value is false, and not of that value is true. So it is just like that. So I hope you understand about the logical operators. Now we are going to talk about the identity operators. So I'm not going to the nodes, simply I'm just writing here, let's say I'm using only these two variables right here, okay? Using these two variables, I'm just making you understand. If I write here print, and if I write here, let's say x is z, like this, and run this program, it is giving us false. Yeah, it is true, x is not z. So simply if I write here not and run this program, it is giving us result true. So these are the, you can say is and is not. These two are the identity operators. So let me copy this and just remove this is, so that it will be there for you as a note. So just comment this for right now. So we have discussed about the logical operators and the identity operators right here. So guys, now let's talk about the membership operators. So let's move to our notes. Here you can see we have these things, in and not in. So I'll just make you understand that practically, not like that. So simply I'll write here, let's say creating a list, suppose let's say list 1, and simply writing here, let's say 1 comma 2 comma 20, let's say 4, let's say a string, let's say like, something like this. And now if I write here print, and now if I write here 1 in list 1, simply like this, and run this program from right over here, you can see it is giving us the result as true. So this is how it works. Actually check whether an element is used or is there in a list or in a dictionary or in tuple. For that reason you can also use it in dictionaries or tuple. So I hope you are understanding this. So not in is also similar to this. I'll just copy this, paste this, and instead of this, and before this in, I will simply write here not in, and run this program. It will give me the result as false. So I hope you have understood about this membership operators. So now let's talk about bitwise operators. So for that I will move to my obviously notes. So these are the bitwise operators which you can see right here. This and this or this symbol, this stick is or, this is XOR, and I will not talk about this in a very detailed thing, because it is for them who are dealing with booleans or binary digits, because bitwise operators are for binary digits. So I hope you have understood, you have just read about the binary digits in your class 11. So there is a very basic thing about that before learning Python or any programming language. Okay, so let's move to our VS Code and see how it works. So what I like right here, let's say x equal to, no, let's say not x, so simply write here, let's say print 0, and let's say first let's talk about the AND operator. Let's say 0 and let's say 0, and run this program. It will give me 0. This means simple 0 has the binary digit that is 0 0, and 0 has, copy this and put this. Now you can say 0 and 0 is 0, and 0 and 0 is 0. So this is how it works. So this is a little bit critical. So if you want, then comment me. I will create a separate video for this. Now let me just change this. Let's say I write 1 and just run this program again. It will give me the result as 0. So actually how it works is very simple. It actually works similar to the AND operator, that is this A and D AND. Okay, so what it actually does, but actually it is actually at the binary level. Okay, so it actually checks 0 and 1. So 0 and 1, what is actually 1? 1 is like this. 1 has binary digit, that is 0 1, and it will check this 0 0 is 0, and 0 1 is obviously 1, but both the condition must have to be true. So one of this is false, so it will just give us the result as 0. So in this way it works. So I'll just comment all these things. And now let's talk about OR. I here print and 0 and this, and again after that if I'll let's say this is 0 and run this program, it will give me 0. And just comment this also. So if I just change this to, let's say 1, and just run this program, it will give me the result 1. So this is how to work. But in case of this AND, it was giving us answer as 0. So this is the basic difference of this OR gate. We have finally completed our operators, and just comment me if you need a separate video for this bitwise operator. And I don't think so you need that. Yeah, for right now you don't need that as a beginner. Now let's create another Python file right here. Let's say tut 11.py, I think. Yeah, okay, it was tut. I'll just rename it right here. Okay, so I use this CLS command right here and just clean the terminal. So now we are going to talk about the conditional statements. So guys, to understand the if else else statements, there is the conditional statements. Let's consider an example. Let's say a girl, let's say named Hima, and her mom asks her to go to the market to buy some of the items for the dinner, you can say. So there may be in general two conditions. Hima will say yes, or she will say no. So if she says yes, then her mom will give her the list of items, and she will move to the market and purchase those items and come, and she will come back to home. And the second condition, she will say no, and her mom will scold. All of you know that. Okay, it happens with all. So I want to say that let's write this, whatever the thing I explained to you, the example, let's write that in a Pythonic way in our program. So I will take a variable, let's say Hema. So, and I will say, so what I'm going to do is very simple. I'll write here if Hema is equals to, let's say y for yes. If she says yes, then I want to print that let's say mom is saying like this. I'm just creating a conversation, you can say like this, and I'm writing here, take this list my dear, like this. Okay, so, and now the second condition can be, that is she will say no. So for that I'm simply writing as else, that is else print mom. Let's say mom is saying you are so lazy Hema. Okay, let me capital, that's just the name, doesn't matter for right now. So if I just run this program, you can say it is giving me an error, that is Hema is not defined. So you have to define that. So I will simply write here, let's say Hema equals to, so what I can say right now, let me tell you about a method or function, let's say, or statement. Let's say this input statement. So I write here input. What it does is actually it takes input from the user. For example, if you want to take some numbers, then you have to type cast this. I will tell you how to do that, but by default it will return you a string variable. Okay, I hope it is clear to you. Now I write here input, let's say I'm writing here Hema, like this. This means just creating a conversation, you can say. Right now I will run this program, and you can say it is giving just here it is Hema, and it is asking for me the input. I will press Y, that is yes, and hit enter. You can see the result, mom take this list my dear. Mom is saying like that. And if I again run this program, and now if I write here any digit, because in else we have not mentioned that any specific digit, or you can say a letter. So I'm just simply writing, let's say for example, let's say N, and hit enter. You can see mom is saying you are so lazy Hema, just like that. So it works like that. So now I want to tell you about the ellipse statement. So for that I will take some other examples. Let's say I'm writing here, let's say a variable x equals to, I will take input, and let's say enter a number, let's say like this. And now if I will write here if this x is greater than, let's say 100, then print let's see what I can say, simply I'm writing here it is okay, it is let's say greater than 100, simply. Okay, just like this. So you can say this x is giving us in this like this error. What is happening to this? Oh, we have some extra spaces over there, and just this also. Now I will write here, let's say elif. So here I'm going to specify the difference between if and elif. So just listen to me and keep your eyes on the screen very deeply and concentrately, because because it is a very minor difference. So if you're not understanding, just rewind this video and watch it again. So let's see. And here elif x is, let's say let's say less than 200, just like this. And I will write here print let's say it is less than 200, like that. And now I will write the else statement right here. I'll write here else. I'll write here let's say print not in between, let's say between 100 and 200, like this. And I'll use the cls command right in the terminal to clean the terminal, and just run this program from right over here. Now it is asking me a number. Let's say I'm just writing here 106 and hitting enter. It is giving me an error. Why? You can say type error, greater than, you can say this greater than not supported between instances of str and int. Okay guys, I have just told you about that input returns a string variable. For that reason it is giving me this error. So we have to typecast this input into this input into a integer type. So what I'm going to do, I just selecting all this, and I'm putting this inside a parenthesis, and at this beginning right over here you can say I'm writing here int. So it will convert this input into a integer type of variable. So now I will use again the cls command, and I'll just run right over here. And now if I write, say, let's say 110 and hit enter, you can say it is giving me the answer as it is greater than 10, but 110 is also less than 200, but it is not printing that. So let me tell you why. Guys, in the Python actually first give more priority to the if statements than other two. So here we have given only one if statement, and it is true, right? So once this if statement is true, then it will forget all these two statements and it will directly print this result. But instead of this if, I write here simply if instead of this elif, and run this program again, and I will just again put that same value and hit enter. You can see it is giving me both output. It is greater than 10, 100, and it is greater. Okay, we have just missed out that then. Okay, that is okay, doesn't matter, 200. So what is actually doing is very simple. Python gives more priority to the if statements, so it will first run the check both the if statements. Okay, if both the if statements are true, then it will print the result of both the if statements. But if I write here elif simply, it will only run the if statement if the if statement is true, and it will come to that elif statement only if the if statement is false. This means if it is false, then only it will come to this, and if it is false, then it will come to this. So in this way it works. I hope this much of thing is clear to you. If not, then watch this part again, because it is an important part. This if elif statement is very important, because we will be using this in everywhere, guys. Let's say if you're creating a GUI, if you are creating a website, let's say writing the backend of the website, then you will need this elif if statements. So it is a very important and most important thing. Okay, so I hope this much of thing is clear to you. So now I want to talk about the nested if else statement. So what is nested? Nested means you can say, so what is nested if else statements? If else statements inside another if else statements. So let's see it practically, because practical is more easier to understand. So I'll write here, let's say I'm writing here, let's say z equals to let's take a number. Let's say I'm just taking an input. I'm writing here int of input, and just writing here, let's say enter a number, let's say like this. Okay, and after that I will check if z is, let's say greater than 10, and I write here and I will just go inside this if. And by the way, let me tell you one thing, guys. You are finding these extra spaces right over here. These are indentations. These are indentations are, let's say, 4 space or 4, you can say, or tab. So actually this means we are now inside the if statement. So this is the use of the indentation. Now what I'm going to write here, I'll write here if. I'm writing the if inside the if statement. That is known as nested. Okay, if inside if, like that. If I will again check z is, let's say, equals to 5, and then I will print simply let's say z is let's say equal to 5, like this, and I will say else. I just pass just like this. So what is pass? Pass is actually an empty statement, you can say. This means it will only just pass to that else statement. It will not print anything right over there. And after that one, right here, I write here else print, let's say not less than 10. Very simple program I'm just writing, and just I use the cls command right over here. and I will just run it from right over here, and you can see it's giving out. And now if I write here 5 and hit enter, you can see it is giving me the result is not less than 10. Okay guys, we have mentioned Z is greater than 10. I have to specify it as less than 10. And now if I run this program again and I will write here that 5 and hit enter, then it will give me Z is equals to 5. So this is how it works. I can also print a statement before this also. I can write here print anything random, just writing like this and running this program. And now if I again write here 5 and run, it will just give this. And if I again run this program, and instead of writing that 5, if I write here let's say 2 also, then it will only print this random thing which I've just written right over here. So this is how it works, and this is about the nested if else statements. Now we are going to the loops. So for that I'm just creating another Python file. Let's say tut12.py and hit enter, and I will use the cs command right here. And so let me tell you what is loops. Loops are nothing guys, but you can say loops are those statements which continue on running. A loop, you can say a loop is a circular, you can say a circular structure. So let's do the practical. What I'm just writing here, let's say I'm creating a list. Let's say list 1, let's say, and I'm writing here some of the names of some persons. Let's say I can use that Hema, and let's say I'm writing here, let's say Lipu, like this. And after that I'm just writing here, let's say Mayank, let's say Harris, like this. And another name, let's say Chino, like this. Okay, and I'll just make this as capital. And now if I want to print each of these list items, you can say, so how can I do that? I can do that using print statement. I have to just write here print, and I will write here list 1, and I will just specify the index as 1. I'm not telling that I want to print this list. I want to print each of these elements. And now I'll just copy this several times, and I will just change this to just, let's say 2, 3, 4, okay, 4 and 5. Okay, now I will run this program and it will give me the result, but it's giving me just error. Okay, we don't have the 5. Just try to remove this, and I will just use the cls command right here and run this. Now it just give me the, you can say, okay, I just forgot about that. This Hima is obviously at the 0th place, so I will write here 0 and run this program. Okay, now you can see it is giving me all the outputs. But if I have, let's say, hundreds of names right over there, so I have to write this print statement 100 times. No guys, we don't have to write this print statement 100 times. So let me tell you what we have to do. I just remove this all. For that we use loop, and the first, there are two types of loop, you can say. The first loop is there is a for loop, and the second one is while loop. So in this, for right now we are discussing about the for loop. I will write here for, and let's say just writing here, let's say variable, let's say any variable you can say randomly, and I will let's say name, for name in list 1, like this, and I want to print name. So what I am actually doing, this name will take each of this let's say name inside, okay, and it will just repeat itself with all these names, and it will be running until it finishes up to this. So I'm just using the cls command to clean the terminal and just running the program right from here. You can say it is giving me the same output. Only with 2 lines of code I can print all these things. So this is the power of loop, you can say. So this is about the for loop, and now I want to tell about a function that is range method, or function you can say, and that is a very easiest method. If I will just ask you to write from 1 to 100, I want just to ask you to print 1 to 100 in the terminal. So we're not going to use that print statement anymore, like that just printing print 1, print 2, like that. We will be using the for loop. Obviously I write here for let's say just taking a variable, say I, in now comes that range function. I'm right here range and here I'm inside this parenthesis. Now we have two things. One is the starting value and one is the ending value, and the third thing that is we have the step value. So it is similar to that indexing, you can say, but now I write here, let's say I want to start from 0 and I want to finish it at this 100. So I write here 101 because it will exclude 101. It will just take 0 to 100. It will just exclude it 101 because it takes whatever the value we have minus 1, that value. So it will just take up to that, and I want to print I, and I'll just comment the above things, and I want to just run this program. You can say it is just giving me the result. This is 199. You can just say this. You can see all these things. 0 to 100 is just printing everything like that. So this is the power of the loops. Within 2 lines of code, you can just write over there. Now instead of this, if I write here, let's say comma, and I write right here 2 and just run this program, you can see it is giving me all the even numbers, 100, 98, 96, because it is just escaping 1 and 1 values. So it will start from 0, it will escape 1, then it will just print 2, then it will again escape 3, just like that. You can say 0, 2, 4, 6, like that. Okay, this is how it works. This is about the range function. So I hope you have understood this much of things. So I just comment this, and now we are going to discuss about the, let's say, while loop, and there's also a nested for loop, nested while loop, but we will discuss it after discussing the while loop. So what I'm right here, let's say I'm just writing here, it's very simple, guys. I'll write here, I'm just taking a variable, let's say x equals to, not taking x, let's say someone's name, or not name, let's say a equals to just writing, let's say 20, and then I'm writing here while a is let's say less than what I just write while, okay, I'm just initializing it with 0. It will be better to understand that. I write here, let's say 20. If a is less than, until the a is less than 20, while a is less than 20, I want to print a, and just run this program and see what is, just I will use the cls command and just run this program and see what is giving us. So you can see right over here, guys, it is continuing, it is not stopping anymore. So this is how it works. I'll press Ctrl C and just quit this program, and you can see just printing this 0 several times. You can, because the condition is always true and it is never becoming a false, and it is continuing. So it is becoming it has become an infinite loop. So we don't want an infinite loop. We want to print a limited value. So what I'm going to write here, I will just increment the value of a, okay, with one loop. When it just runs 1, I want to increase the value of a, then again it will run, then it will again increase the value of a. So what I'm going to write here, I will write here a equals to a plus 1, or instead of this I can also write a simple thing, that is plus equal to 1 simply. Okay, and then so a is equal to a plus 1 or a is plus equal to 1, the meaning is same. And now I will just run this program. So guys, right here you can say it is just giving me ending at this 19. So it is just printing from this 0 and ending at this 19. So what it is actually doing, when it runs 1, when the loop runs 1, the value of a is at the starting, it is 0. So it is printing 0. It checks a is less than 20. If it is yes, obviously 0 is less than 20, just it will print 0. Then again what it is doing, it is just writing there incrementing the value of a. Let's say it was first 0, then it is just incrementing it to 1. Okay, 0 plus 1, 1, it is printing 1. Then 1 plus 1, 2, 2 plus 3, so 2 plus 1, 3, 3 plus 1, 4, just like that. And it is incrementing the value to this 19, because we have the condition that is less than 20. So when it comes to 90, it will print 19, and then when it just again it will run, and the value then becomes 20, and 20 is not less than 20, it is equal to 20, so it is not printing 20. I hope this much of thing is clear to you. If not, then watch this section or this part again, okay, because it is also a most important part. While you just creating some games, let's say using Pygame or a lot of work out there. You can say there's a lot of things to do with Python. You can say it is a genie. You can say whatever the thing you just think, and if you just build the correct logic, then you can just boom that one. So I hope this much of thing is very clear to you, and you can see it is very simple. Just writing a small piece of code, you can just print this much of things. You can see. So this is how it works. So now we'll go for the nested loops. So nested loops are, again, there is nested means, guys, we were using the for loop inside another for loop, just like that. So now we will just, let's say, just practicing one thing. We will use that you can say that is nested for loop for printing a star pattern. I hope you've most of them have seen or heard about the printing of stars using Python. We are going to do that right now. So I'll just comment this much of things. Okay, just come right here and just select this and just press Ctrl/, it will be commented. So for printing that, I will just create a new Python file. Let's say tut is 13.py and hit enter. So now we are going to just create the stars. So let me write the code first and just let me explain you how it works. So we are going to print this star pattern right here. You can say we have at the 0th index, or you can say at the first place, 1 star, and the first index we have, you can say, or the, you can say, first place, this is the 0th place, this is the first place. At first place we have 2 stars, 0th place 1 star, and second place 3 stars, just like that, and we have 5 rows total in total. So for that I will write here for, let's take a variable, let's say I, you can take any variable, okay, in range, and I want 5 rows, so I'm writing here 5. So you can just directly write here 5, or you can just write 0,5, but directly writing 5 is as simple as that, writing that 0,5. It will just the starting value will be 0 and the ending value will be 5 minus 1 4. So 0 1 2 3 4, 5 digits, 5 rows. Okay, now let me show you. If I write here print I and just run this from right here, you can see right here it is just giving me this 0 1 2 3 4. It is just 1 2 3 4 5. It is giving me the 5 rows. 0 to 4 is 5 rows, but I don't want to print this I want to print some stars. So inside this I will use for, take another variable, let's say j, right here in range, and what I want at the 0th place I want to print 1 star. So I want to print 1 star at the 0th place. So I write here I plus 1. So at the starting the value of this I is 0. Here at first the value of I is 0. It is starting from 0. If write here 0,5 or simply 5, meaning is same. It will start from by default 0 and it will end at 5 minus 1 4. That is in total there will be 5 rows. So I will print here, let's say a star, and after that I just simply run this and see how it's working right now. You can see it is just printing the stars like this. It's not giving the desired result. This means it is just printing the star one by one. So I don't want to print the stars one by after the other. I want the stars like this, first star, second star. So if I just do like this and equals to like this and just give a space, we have discussed this in this video first also. Just running this program. Now let's okay, run this program. Okay, now you can see it is just giving me all the stars in one line. So I don't want all the stars in one line. So if I just let's say I just uncomment this I and just run this, you can see just like this. Now let me first understand, make you understand, and then we will just fix more something just in that code. At the 0 it is 0. At the 1th place it is giving me 2 results. At second is giving 3 results. It is just giving me the desired result, but instead of this 0 1 2 3 4 or this everything, I want stars. So I not print this. What I want, I just write a simple print statement. You can say, okay, a simple print statement creates a new line, and just run this program, and you can see it is just giving me the desired output right from here. Okay, and now let me explain you what is happening in the code. At the, you can say at the 0th place we want to print 1 star. At first the value of I is 0, and when it comes inside this loop, here the value of I is 0, and 0 plus 1 is 1. It will print 1 star, and n is equals to 0. This means if there will be more stars, then it will just inside this loop, if there will be more stars, then it will just make those stars in one line, and it just give a space between them. So this is what it is doing. And after that we have a print statement. This print statements will create a new line. This means once this loop is over, means one let's say at first it is printing 1 star, then it will create a new line 1 star, then in the new line it will print the second 2 stars. So now at the second time the value of I will be 1, and 1 plus 1 will be 2. So at the 1th place it will print 2 stars, and then again it will print this new line, and then it will continue like that, and it will just print this pattern. So I hope you have understand the logic. And now what I want to print the reverse order. Let me see what I'm saying. I just copy this, and below this just use the doc strings, and inside this just paste that and I just remove this and then paste again, and I just paste it again and again like this. I want to print this type of, you can say, pattern. I can do that in a very simple way. I just copy the entire this code, and I just make them comment, and I just paste that right here. And what I want, you can say, at the 0th place we have 5 stars. This means I need at the 0th place I want the value here to be 5. So what I can do is very simple. I write here 5 minus I. So what it is actually, at first the value of I is 0, and 5 minus 0 is obviously 5, and it will print 5 stars at the beginning. Then the second time this print statement also will create a new line, and the second time the value of I will be 1, and 5 minus 1 is 4. It will just print 4 stars. Let me run this program. You can see it is just giving me this reverse order of the stars. So this is how it works. I hope you have understand this much of thing, and if you are just understanding this much of thing and just enjoying this video, then keep on sharing and liking this video, guys, and comment me. I need a lot of comments and likes in this video. Please guys, support me, and just ensure that you are subscribing to the channel and hitting that subscribe button and the bell icon. Now I'm just going to create another Python file, let's say tut14.py, and here we are going to discuss about the continue and break statement. So for that, what I'm going to do, I'm just creating a variable, let's say x, and I want some inputs from the user, let's say some numbers. So I'll write here input, and here I'll write here enter a number like this. And what I want to typecast this into a floating point number, so that I can take a decimal type of number also. So here I'm going to write here float, just typecasting it like this. And after that, what I want to create a blank list. Let's say lst equals to a blank list. So I want to just push or append the number entered or the input which has been entered by the user into that list. So here I write here lst dot append, and I write here x like this. So let me tell you how the append works. So for that I will just comment everything like this, and then let's say I'm just creating a simple list, let's say list1 like this, and inside this just writing some number, let's say 1, 2, 3 like this. And after that I'm just writing here list1 dot append, let's say 100, and this printing this list1, and just running the program from right over here. And you can see 100 has been added to the list at the last of the list, you can say. So this is the work of this append. So now I'll just clear this, and I just uncomment all the things, and just close this. And now what I want to print the lst first. Let's see how it's working right now. Okay, it is asking me a number, let's say 10, hitting enter. You can see we are getting our the number inside the list. So what I want to ask the user again after running the program once. I want to means let me tell you, just let's say just entering a number, let's say 2, and now you can see it is giving me just 2 in the list. But after that I want to ask the user that if you want to enter more numbers, if yes then press Y, if no then press N, like that. And if the user press Y, then it will ask me to just input another number, and if I just say no, then it will terminate and give the list to me. So for that we use the continue and break statements. So what I'm going to write here, I'm just writing here, if let's say q underscore ask is equals to, let's say Y, then I want to print not to print, let's say I want to continue. Okay, and wait a minute guys, I will just explain it how it works. So for that I just create a variable q underscore ask, and I want some input, let's say Y for more inputs, or press let's say N to quit, like this. And I'll just use a \n to create a new line, and I'll just make this Y as small and like this. Yeah, now you can see this continue is aligned with a red line. This means this will give an error. Okay, so we'll fix that. We'll just select everything and we will push this inside a while loop first, so that it will not give us that error which it is giving to this. Now you can see the error has been removed. Okay, now after that I will write if q underscore ask is equal to N, then I want to break, simply. Now I'll just run this program. It is asking me a number to input, let's say 10, hitting enter. Y, hitting enter, asking me another number, let's say 30, hitting enter, and let's say yes. I'll write here 5, hitting enter. I'll say no and hit enter. So you can see we are not getting the output right here. So for that we have to print that inside right here. So I'll write here print list, not list, the LST, okay, like this. And I just run this program, and I like to say, let's say 10, let's say 0.1, not 0.1, let's say yes, then 0.1, then again yes, let's say 5, hitting enter, and I'll say no, means N. This is strange. It should give us the entire list, not this only 5. So why it is giving us this only 5? Let's see. Okay, here you can see this list. The empty list is inside this while loop. So it is actually updating the value. Okay, once it is just looping once. Let's say once it is looping, and then it is updating the value. So I'll just take this list outside the while loop, and now I'm just going to run this program, and I hope this time it will give me the desired result. Let's say 10, let's say yes. Now I will ask for, let's say 20, I'll say yes, then let's say 20.1, hit enter, let's say no and hit enter. Yeah, now we are getting the list, and this is how it works. So let me just explain you what is going on right there. So at first I just created this empty list, and after that you can see this while true. So this means just it is looping the entire, you can say, when just you can use this continue inside a loop only, okay, not outside this indent or anywhere, because it will just give you an error. So so what I'm writing here, when you just write when you press Y, this means it is continuing. So it will forget about this, and it will directly jump into this part again, and it will just run this, and after that it will come right here, Again, if you press Y, then it will just continue and jump into right here, and again it will take the value, and the values are appending into this list one by one. So after that, when you press this N, this means no. It is just printing the list, and break means this means it is just breaking the loop. It is just coming out of the loop. So this is how it works. So now we are going to discuss about functions. So for that, I'm just creating a new Python file. Let's say qt15.py, and so we have two types of functions. One is user defined function and another is built-in function. So built-in function, let's say the range function which we are using in the for loop, the float which we are just typecasting, the int, all those are the built-in functions. The built-in functions are the functions which the Python provides us. And we have another function that is built-in function, let's say sum. So for that, what I'll just write, I'll just create a variable. Let's say x equals to, let's say 5. Let's say y equals to, let's say 5. Not say, let's say 4, like this. And let's say z equals to sum of, I'll use another parenthesis inside this sum. There will be two parentheses. Right now, just understand this is an iterable statements. Okay, we'll discuss in some other videos. But for right now, just understand this is the syntax, and we're just writing here, let's say x comma y, and just running it from right over here. And you can see, okay, we have to print it also. So I'll write here print z, and just run it from right here, and you can see we are getting our result as 6. So this is how it works, and this is the built-in function. But what I want to create my own function of adding two numbers. So I can do that. For that, I write here def. So def for user defined function, you can say. So writing def, we can define a function. After that, we have to write the name of our function. Let's say I want to create a function. Let's say plus, and after that we have to give a parenthesis like this. And after that, I will just write this a colon and hit enter. Now I am inside this function. Okay, you can see this indentation right here. This means we are inside the function. So what I want to write here, let's say I want to add two numbers and I want to print that result. So what I want to write, I'm just writing here, let's say a plus, let's say a plus b, like this. And I will store this value in some variable. Let's say c equals to this, like this, and like this. And I want to print this c. But you can say it just is giving me this underline. This means it is an error. So what I have to do, this actually, the functions actually also takes inputs. So this means some parameters we have to define. That is a comma b right there. And now there will be no error right now. We have to print this function, or I'll just say like this, right here print, and now just write the name of the function. Let's say plus, and you have to just give this parenthesis right like this, and we have to, let's say 3,2, like this. We have to just give that number and just run this program. You can say it's giving me this 5 and this none. Okay, so 3 plus 2 is obviously 5, but why this none? Let me tell you. Because a function actually takes these parameters, okay, it will take more parameters also, but it returns something. But right here you can see we do not have any type of return statement set here. Actually a function returns something. So we have to write here return c, like this. And if I just comment this also, it will work. And now if I run this program, you can see it's just giving me this 5 only. So this is how it works. And you can also, what you can do, just simply you can also just call the function like this, and 2 comma, let's say 5, like this, and just run it from right over here. You can just get the desired output. Okay, we are not getting the desired output, okay, because we are not printing it. If I just print this and just comment this, then it will give me that value 7. But it will not print the, when you use this print statement, it will print that none. So it is better to use this return statement and use this statement. So this is the user defined functions, and you can create more functions. Let's say let's create a function of printing some, let's say mtable. So I'll just comment everything and I'll just go below, and okay, so what I want, I'll just create a function, let's say def, and let's say m underscore table, I want to just print some empty tables and like this, and I will take a variable, let's say n. That will be the number of value, okay, that number, let's say 2, 3, 4, it can be any number, and I want to just get the m table of that number. And what I will use a for loop, because I want to just multiply this n with n into 1, n into 2, n into 3, n into 4, like that to n into 10. So I write here for I in range, and what I just write here, I want the starting value to be 1 and the ending value to be 11. This means it will just start from 1 and end at 10. Now I'll just write here return n into I. This is very simple. So guys, now I just want to print that m table. So let's say the m table of 5. Let's say, so I will write here print let's say m table, and inside this I will write here 5 and just run this program. Okay, it is just giving me this 5. Okay, one thing I'm going to do, I'll write here let's say x equals to this n into this I. Just going to fix that, and I'll return this x, and let's say now it's working or not. Okay, now it's also giving that 5, and I want to print, let's say print x. Just comment this one and run this. Now let's see how it's working. Yeah, we're getting the desired result. So we don't have to return, because return will just give only one value. So guys, what is actually doing, this return statement only prints or returns only one value. But this print statement, what it does actually, it takes or it prints for every iteration. Iteration means with for every repetition, means the total number of times the for loop is just looping. Every time the print statement is printing the value, but the return statement will just print it once. So for that reason we are not getting the desired output, but now we are getting the desired output. So I'll just make it as more perfect. Let's say I'll just write here like this. I write here 5, let's say not 5, I write here n into I, then I want equals to, just give a comma and space. Okay, now just run this program again. Yeah, now I'm just getting a perfect answer like this, and I just remove this print statement because I don't need that right now, and like this. Okay, and I just print this return, and I'll say return 0 and run this program. Okay, now you can see when I return 0, this means it is only printing this one value, 1 into 5. So it only works for only, you can say, one iteration, not the entire iteration. So we have just comment that and just save and run it without the return statement. So this is how it works. So we have discussed about the functions, and along with that we have also discussed something like that, this about the return statement. Now we are going to talk about the exception handling. So for that I'll just create another Python file, let's say tut16.py, and I'm just closing this. Now let's say, what is exception handling? So when we get some errors, our program gets stuck and the program is quitted and the program stops right over there. But I don't want to just stop my program, because this will give a bad user experience, let's say. So what I'm going to do right here, let's write a program, let's say a simple program. Okay, I'll just take a variable x, and I'll just take input, and I'll say enter the first number like this. I'll just copy this and paste this, and I'll change this to y, and this first to, let's say, second, and I'll just typecast okay both of this. By the way, let me tell you, just you can use VS Code functionality, that is multi-cursor. Press Control and just use this, and write also here. So we have two cursors, and I will just put this and I just take, let's say, integer type variable. I need an integer type of value. Now what I want, let's say I'll just write here, let's say z equals to x plus y, and then I will just print z and just run this program. It is asking me enter the first number, let's say 1, hitting enter, let's say again 1, answer is 2. But what if I entered 1, and after that if I let's say I'm just writing here T and hitting enter, you can see I'm just getting an error, and you can see this error invalid literal for and this int with base 10 this T, so it cannot add the integer in a string variable. Okay, or you can say it cannot just typecast this T into an integer type of variable. And here what I'm going to do is very simple. I just selecting everything and just pressing this tab and hit enter, and then right here try like this, and after that I will write here exception, actually say except, okay, exception, and then I write here print invalid input like this. Okay, and now if I run this program, and let's say I'm writing here, let's say 1 and let's say R, hitting enter, you can see I'm just getting this invalid input. So now let me explain you what is the use of this. So I'll just copy this everything and just comment these things, and then here I'll just after that paste that, and now I'll just run this. Okay, I'll just use another print statement after that. Let's say print the thanks, simply like this, and run this. Now okay, we're getting some error. I just use this again, I just run this again, yeah, and now I'll just write here, let's say 1, let's say 2, and hit enter. You can say just getting this 3 and thanks. I just run this again, and I'll write here 1, hit enter, let's say E, hit enter. Now you can see it's just my program has been stopped. You can see it is not printing this thanks right here. So I don't want to just print this, you can say just see this error like this. So for that reason we use this exception handling. I just copy this one, I just paste that right here, and I'll remove these things and uncomment this much of thing, and after that I just save this and again run this program, and I'm just writing here 1, and after that if I say Q and hit enter, you can see I am just getting this input and this thanks also. This means my program is not stopping right now. This means for example, you're writing 2-3 programs, you can say you're writing a program and you're getting some error, so you can just use this try except handling right like this, and after that your other programs will work, and this will not stop the entire program. And let's say we have another thing, that is, let's say as E. This is except exception as E. What is this E? This E is actually the error. Let me show you. Copy this thing again, paste that right here, and I'll just comment this again, run this, and okay, save that and run that again. Okay, we have to save this, run this again, and if I write, let's say 2 and let's say D, hit enter. Now here you can see we are getting this value error, this invalid literal for int. So we are going to store this in this where is that, in this E. So I'll just close this and remove these things and just uncomment all the things, and now just right here E and just save the program and run this. Now you can see just getting this, enter the first number, let's say 5, hit enter, let's say H, hit enter. You can see this invalid input, and you can see this invalid literal for int with base 10 as we're getting the error also, and this thanks also. So this is the use of this extra except handling. You can say this actually helps us to continue our program. It does not breaks or stops the program. So this is and it is very important, I can say, while you're creating some mathematical calculations or taking some various you can say input from the user, so you can just use that like over there. So guys, finally we have completed our beginners course, and I hope you like this course. And obviously there are some background noises, so I'm really sorry for that, because I live near the main road, and really there are lots of noise of the vehicles, so I'm sorry for that. But I hope my voice will be clear to you and you have understand the complete basic of Python. So thanks for watching this video guys, and I will see you next time. But just go to the description below and download the source code and the obviously the nodes. So bye bye.